Hey, my friends, I hope you are all doing well. Today, I'm going to compare two different lenses. I'm going to compare this Tamron 70 to 180 lens. You guys know I love this lens. It's lightweight, it's budget friendly, it's got crisp, clear photos, and it's just an all around great lens, especially if you're just getting started, about $1,100. I'm going to compare it, however, to, because it's pretty lightweight. Maybe it's too lightweight. Maybe we need to compare it to the Sony. 200 to 600. What a beast. This lens is great for sports. It's great for wildlife when you need that extra reach, especially if you put a teleconverter on here. Nothing is stopping you then. So I'm going to compare these two lenses. The big differences are obviously we got size, we got weight, 600 millimeter total. This goes up to 180. So we got more reach with this than this. The other big thing is this is an f2.8. This is an f5.6 to 6.3. Need less light for this than you do for this. And that could be important today because I checked the weather forecast. It's going to be cloudy, possible rain showers. All right, let's go do this. Oh, I guess I should take the lenses. Okay, I shot some baseball, shot some softball, got some good action shots, but I had to shoot through a fence and the weather wasn't the best. So I'm going to a baseball game today at a field that will be much better suited for comparing these lenses and see which one actually is the best and the one that you might want to pick up. Okay, I'm sure you're wondering which lens won. The Sony 200 to 600 millimeter beat out the Tamron 70 to 180 shooting baseball and softball. You probably already know the answer, but there might be a couple surprises for you. So first, let me throw these out of the way, and we can talk a little more. Everything's okay? Nothing to see here. Everything's fine. Nothing is broken. I don't think, anyway. Before I show you some comparison photos, let's take a look at some of the basic specs of these two lenses. I'm not going to dive deep into the specs. So we have the Sony 200 to 600, it's $1,900, 4.62 pounds, which is 2115 grams, f5.6 to 6.3, and it does have image stabilization. The Tamron comes in around $1,100, 1.78 pounds, 810 grams, really a lightweight lens, has f2.8, and there's no image stabilization with this lens. However, specs don't mean a lot to me. Yes, they give me an understanding of how the lens might perform in a real world situation, but I want to see images. I want to see something that I would normally take it out to, say, a high school baseball game. Got some images for you. Let's take a look. I took these images while I was standing around third base, just kind of moseying around, talking to people, having a good time. And the reason I picked that side is because it gives me a good angle to the pitcher, good angle to first base and second base, and also third base. Up first on the lineup, see what I did there? A little baseball reference. This is at 600 millimeters, so this is with the Sony. Nice, crisp, clean photo. I do like the background separation, the bokeh that is in this image. It's really nice. Now, next up, this is at 180 millimeters with the Tamron. Yes, it's too far away the way it is now. It's a good image. It's a good shot. It's crisp and clear, but way too far away. So what do you have to do? You have to crop in. So when I crop in, I want you to see this now. It's still crisp. It's still clear. Separation isn't quite as good as the other image, but it looks really good, and I'm really happy with it. Now, this is first base, shot at 600 millimeters. Again, I'm just around third base line to give you guys a nice, fair comparison. Here we have the Tamron, 180 millimeters. I crop in, and you still have great quality. One of the things I want you to notice and think about, especially you beginning sports photographers, you will hear thrown around a lot. You need 400 to 600 minimum to shoot softball, baseball, sports like that. You don't have to. I'm showing you now, yes, 180. This is a 70 to 180 lens. 180 is too far away. When I crop in, it looks like this. It's crystal clear. It's great. It's sharp. It's tack sharp. It looks great. The background could be blown out just a little bit more, but aside from that, the images are popping off the screen. Keep that in mind when you're just getting started. You don't need to spend a couple $1,000s to get you some big glass. And this lens also, it's an f2.8, so I can shoot in low light situations where the other lens is 5.6, 6.3 aperture. You can't do that. All right, so let's jump into the last couple of images here. This is taken right near home plate. This is 200 millimeters. This is the Sony 2 to 600 millimeter lens. I missed the framing just a little bit, but you can see he would be filling up the frame completely. But if he's a taller player or something, I may not be able to fit him in all the way, which isn't a bad thing. This right here is 117 millimeters, too wide of a shot. I could have zoomed in a little bit more and it would have been a nicer image. But with this lens, I have a little more leeway. I can shoot a little bit wider, a little bit tighter without having any limitations of only 200 millimeters at my widest shot that I could produce. And this one I could still crop in later if I wanted. Well, which lens won? Let me know in the comments what you think. Would you go for the 200 to 600? I think most of you hardcore sports photographers will probably say yes to that. If you're just getting started, 70 to 180 might be perfect, might be right at your budget. I feel both these lenses produced high quality images that a magazine would pick up, a newspaper, parents would enjoy it, athletes. Now, a couple things I do want to point out, just again, the 70 to 180 is a 2.8 aperture. It's 200 to 600, 5.6 to 6.3. So if you're shooting in really low light conditions, like a lot of the high school football games I go to, really low light, the lights are terrible, 70 to 180 is going to do better than the 200 to 600. Also, the 200 to 600 is a heavy lens. So if you have weak arms, a weak back after a day of shooting, if you don't shoot with a monopod, you're going to notice a little bit aching in the back, maybe in the arms, especially the lower back. You're going to feel this after a couple games. It's going to start weighing on you. See what I did there? Some of you might be interested on how the 200 to 600 works with a crop sensor camera. Well, check out this video right here. I put that lens on the Sony a6100 and take it out to a softball game. Thanks for joining me, everybody. And don't forget to get out and shoot.